Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hypotheticals for this week. It's an exciting time. The finals are over, and not only that, to bring in the new season that has officially started, I guess, at the end of this season, there's new artwork for the Hypotheticals podcast, so we encourage people to go check that out. Stunning stuff. Tommy, how are you going today? No bells, I'm noticing.
No bells. I've decided to up professionalism a little bit in hypotheticals, which might be a bit of a surprise shift for our dedicated listeners. There's not a litany of background distractions, but we're here, mate. I'm feeling good. Enjoyed the finals and very excited to discuss it.
The first thing that we have to start with, Tommy, is the fact that you predicted the finals to the game. We were talking, I said it could be 6 or 7 games. I didn't know who was going to win. You said it's the Nuggets in 5, and you called it like a lost phone in a couch. So so I'm gonna say, Tommy, that was a extremely hot take.
One of the things I love about hypotheticals, mate, is that I just spew out the hot takes, and every now and then one of them will hit. And the best thing is that it's recorded. So I'm going to be resting on this one for at least the next season or so. For me, I couldn't see how they were going to get around the Jokic problem, which is you either let him go one-on-one and he just cooks you in the paint, or you double team him and he just gets an open shot for someone. And I felt like the Heat tried both tactics, like we'll leave him or we'll blitz him almost. And I don't know, Jokic just had answers for both. So, yeah. Happy for them, but more happy for myself because that take was on the money. So,
well, we loved it, Tommy. So, Tommy, I wanted to say, first of all, great work on the. It's a rare day in hypotheticals when we actually predict anything, and then second of all, I wanted to say, I thought Jimmy kind of didn't show up. I don't know how you felt about it. Like he showed up in some moments, but I think he used all his energy on Milwaukee and the Knicks. And
I just felt like it was bleedingly obvious that he was essentially on like one leg going into the conference finals. And yeah, it felt like all of the Heat role players were the ones who were carrying the team after that. And you kind of can't blame the dude. Like he was obviously injured and he can't do it all. But yeah, he just didn't show up. I actually thought he was going to drop at least one 40-point. You know what I mean? But even in their win, like their singular win over the Nuggets, that wasn't really the case. So, it's tough. I kind of feel, as a side note, I can't really see Jimmy winning a ring, unfortunately, as much as I want that to happen. I just don't think it, 2 trips to the finals. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is that. I also kind of feel like I've got that feeling. And with that feeling, Tommy, I think it's time to call Eric Spoelstra and give us some money because it's time for a heat check. Let's see if this goes. Great. And we want to thank again Jimmy and the Butlers for sacrificing their lives for amazing crystal audio on that. Tommy, it's the end of the Heat season. They once again do not have a championship. They did make it to the finals again, which is pretty amazing. I think, heat check, great segment. But I think you had something to say about this segment as we go forward into, this off season.
What I had to say about the heat check segment is that check bounced. So I don't know what they're going to do now that their check has bounced for the second time in a couple of seasons. I do actually I feel like this season was the best thing. If we were going to do an Agent Cody Banks for any of the role players on that team, easy bags for so many of those people, except for Tyler Hero, who just didn't obviously show up because he was injured. But yeah, I mean, oh, there you go. They might get traded. I feel like some of them might get traded out because their value is just crazy now. But yeah, I don't know what Heat does now. I did want to discuss, and I wanted to hear your take on this, just to take the reins for a quick second. I have a theory about why the Nuggets won't repeat, as much as I was on their bandwagon.
Oh, my gosh. Tommy, you know what time that is. It's time. Now that's a hot
Wow.
take.
That is a hot take. I've been on the Nuggets bandwagon for a while now, like everyone else in the NBA. But I think that like if you look at the last 4 or 5 seasons, it's all been different teams winning. And I just think the league is literally more wide open than ever before. And I don't think I don't think they're gonna repeat. I think the repeat is now more elusive than ever before. That's my opinion. I actually think it's gonna get more elusive as the years go on. Like, I think there's gonna be more, like, almost equality, like equitable. It's gonna be more equitable
Hmm.
as the years go on, and teams get, like, you're seeing things like the Kings, third in the West, were unlucky to get out of the first round. Even like the Knicks playing a great series, like they're a crap team, but they still like had a decent playoff run for them. Um, I just don't think I can't say who's going to win next season, but I wanted to hear your take on that.
I love it. I think it's good also. I don't know how much you've heard about the new collective bargaining agreement. Have you heard much about it?
A little bit, but
Yeah,
for our listeners who maybe haven't, you might want to refresh.
so it's like basically it's really difficult to have more than 2 stars is what is happening as of next year. So like you can't like having 3 people on max money basically restricts your team in a heap of ways.
Yeah,
And so I think you're right because if any one of them goes down, either one of them goes down, that could be it for your season. No matter how good your team is, if it's coming down to things like that, it's going to stay like how healthy your people are. So yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. I agree with you. So you don't think the Nuggets? Do you see maybe not next year, but do you see in the future the Nuggets being able to repeat?
Uh, as in, like, get another ring.
Yeah.
I can see them winning again. But I just feel like it's that whole thing of the second you win a championship, you've got a target on your back that next season. Like,
Mm.
every team who beat them, who lost to them rather, is going to want to have a crack at them next season. You've got previous winners like the Bucks. I know they lost, they beat the Lakers and Warriors, but like the Warriors will want to have a crack at them. I just feel like, yeah, next season will be tough for them. They'll still like probably go to the finals, or the conference finals, but yeah, I can see them winning another ring. Aaron Gordon, like, had a great postseason. I actually think he's probably one of the more underrated on that team. Getting out of Orlando, best thing to happen to that man's career. But
You could say that about anybody, honestly.
yeah, that's fair. Orlando, first franchise, worst franchise to ever like nurture players. If you want to start that segment, I don't know how they can have maybe the best center of all time and still bollocks up their whole franchise. I'm talking about Shaq, obviously. Like, even Dwight Howard, like, dude was a menace back in the day, and they managed to just bollocks it. I can't see Orlando ever. We're getting off track, but
Look, your thoughts on the Magic are well chronicled on this podcast.
yeah.
So people can go back and listen to almost any episode to hear Tom's thoughts and how they utilize their brand ability after being owned by Disney. Well, I think
It's just
Tommy,
true.
Tommy, I think that perfect that roasting of the Orlando Magic segues us perfectly into a segment I like to call "Shots Fired." Hold on, shots fired. Shots fired.
Like,
I got a new laptop,
that's
everybody, so I'm still working it all out here.
that's why post production exists, mate.
That's exactly right. So today we're going to be continuing on from last episode. Shots Fired is a segment where we like to unfortunately roast people that are now in the firing line. And I think today we talked about this last episode, but we've got to be talking about the first team their team is down by 5 with 45
Yep.
seconds left and they go for the hero shot. Who is the top 5 people you don't want on your team? So Tommy, do you have anybody at guard?
Yeah, at guard, and this is an easy dub for anyone who's thought about this for more than half a second. I'm gonna have to go with Jordan Poole. Um, I don't know if anyone watched the finals or any highlights from the finals. The man pulling up from, like, I don't know, whatever it was, at least 2 steps behind the 3-point line to absolutely brick it. I mean, get that man Like, I just, he could have taken one step, even one step, and that shot would have been so bad. But like up, down by two, I think they were like 12 seconds left. It's just trash. Sorry, but
Oops. Well, there we go. Great stuff. Well, Tommy, I've got a great second guard for us actually.
go on.
This guy almost made it into the NBA Finals, made it to a Game 7, but I'm gonna have to choose as my second guard. I'm going for a starting point guard for the Boston Celtics, Marcus Smart.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna go. He was gonna be on second team. But I'm happy that you've got him on first team because. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's just for me, it's a troubling combination of confidence meeting a lack of skill. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know who he thinks he is, and I don't know who else he thinks is on his team. But if that ball finds him with 10 seconds left and they're down by 3, that ball's not moving. It's going straight for the basket. I don't know.
He's the kind of guy. Every time he takes a shot and it airballs, he looks around like, did someone open a door? And it's like, mate.
And it's just, I think the scariest thing about him is, the scary thing about him is not only will he probably shoot it, but if he doesn't shoot it, the pass is going to be a disaster. It's like going to be one of those ones where he jumps in the air and then launches it. So for those reasons alone, the sheer fear I feel when this guy has the ball, it's got to be Marcus Smart.
I think at center, I've got someone who doesn't. He wouldn't be the one taking this shot. But you know that if the other team has correctly like sealed off all the shooters and this is the only guy left open, which is what they want, you don't want this dude taking the shot. I'm going to have to, and he can also be on first team worst contract in the NBA. I'm going Rudy Gobert. I can't see that man. I don't know what shot he could make that would be a good shot if they're down. I mean, unless it's an alley-oop for a dunk, which is not really a shot. It's more just that it's a play. But if he's taking any shot, like I don't think the man's got a good like sky hook or hook, baby hook. So I've got him at center.
And that's it. Look, honestly, great selection. I love that one, Tommy. All right, now I'm gonna go for all right, I'm gonna go for forward. We did discuss this person last time, but I'm just going to have to talk about it. And it's a specific scenario, okay? So again, down by 5, 45 seconds left. But this is also, this person's just missed 3 shots. And again, I'm going to have to take Julius Randle. There's something about him. He gives me a bit of the Doc Rivers face when he's in a tight moment. You know that he's going to be, no one will be near him and he'll still be looking at the refs like, how did you not call that? And again, he's kind of been given too much power for what he is. He's like a great third option on a team and he thinks he's the like king of New York. So Julius Randle, you've got more than I can handle. So for that reason, mate, you are on the worst team today.
At small forward, or I mean, he kind of hovers a bit, but I'm gonna have to go with another person from Golden State Warriors, and that's the Mr. Get Punched in practice himself, and that's Draymond Green. I don't know what shot I want him to take if we're down and everyone else is sealed out. I think he has taken a bad 3 before in that situation, although it doesn't come to mind. But it's just a terrible option, and I can't see that being a good one in any scenario.
Absolutely, and we have to just mention, as we did last week, that honorable mention Thanasis Antetokounmpo if he's somehow in the game.
The first team, I don't know what game I'm playing, and I look confused at every second whilst on a basketball court. I don't know how the man made it to the NBA. We all know it's because he shares a last name with someone else, but I just...
Thanasis. Look, you know what? You know what's funny about Thanasis is I was thinking about him the other day. Just a quick Thanasis check-in. I was thinking about him the other day, and I was like, you know what? Thanasis would be really good. It's like if he just was like he's got the perfect body type for it. If he just was a good defender and didn't do anything else and kept his energy, the Bucks could really use him, as a wing
Yeah.
defender.
And he could be that like Rodman thing, where he just goes for boards, sets hard screens,
Mm.
yeah, be like a great defender. He's obviously very athletic, and it's like he hasn't been coached at all and he's got no direction because they're like, well, we're not going to use him, so what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
he's like third string on the team. I don't think the man's ever played more than like 10 minutes in an NBA game, not including trash minutes, obviously. But yeah, he's just completely irrelevant.
Mm.
But
Anyway, well, we needed to have a quick Thanasis check in there. All right.
we
Well,
do.
great shots fired there, Tommy. Now, Tommy, today I wanted to introduce a new segment as well. We're going to jump a little ahead in the schedule here, but I did want to use this segment because I made a sound effect for it. And
Okay.
we all know First Take. Sometimes they'll say some pretty outlandish things, just to try and get views, I think. In this segment, I am going to cold pitch you. You have no idea what I'm about to tell you, but I'm going to pitch you a segment, and I'm going to tell you which side of the argument you have to be on. And not unlike an agent Cody Banks, you've just got to sell it like you're on First Take. All right. So
Far
there's
out.
no
Okay.
time limit here, Tommy, but I do want to get your thoughts. So first of all, let's jump into the segment here. So let me just grab this one. I'm calling the segment. So instead of First Take, I've heard of Worst Take. Well, I've gone for the double, and I'm going for Worst Fake. So
Oh.
pretty powerful production there. So Tommy, your worst fake segment today. Okay. You're gonna have to agree with this statement. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And just sell us on it. And your segment that you will be agreeing with
Okay.
and this is based on a story that I saw in the news.
Yeah.
Your segment is why LeBron not going to Dallas will be the biggest mistake of his career.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an easy one to agree with as far as I'm concerned because he's surrounded by bumps in at the Lakers. He's not like the cap space is used up with just bad contracts. I'm looking at you, D'Lo. Um, and he's not going to be able to attract. It's harder to take someone out of a situation like a Kyrie, for example. Like he's already in Dallas. So if he goes to Dallas, the super team's already there for him. So if like he can just slot in, fit like change the system, the GM style, and he's looking at an easy finals run. I just think that he needs to go. It's such a LeBron move to go straight, and that's why he needs to do it. If he stays in the Lakers, he'll hate it. He's looking at another season, like it was a fluke season. Everyone knows it was a fluke. Their current run in the finals, in the playoffs, huge fluke. That's not happening next year. Next year they'll run it back, and they're going to get. They're not even going to. They're going to like play in, lose in the play in, and then he's going to be another year older. If he goes to Dallas, he's got Luka. Obviously, he's got Kyrie, and they can just like 1, 2, 3 option change it around. So for me, I mean, I don't like that's an easy. LeBron, if you don't go, he's not winning another chip unless he goes to Dallas. There you go.
Bang! Worst fake, Tommy. That was absolutely amazing. Off the bat, no prep at all. Loved it.
Loved it. That was good. That was fun.
All right. Let's jump in. Should I do my anti-analytics rant? Do you want me to jump into
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
All right.
I want
So,
I want that.
all right. So here we go. This was spurned off of a lot of people like how Jokic was pretty disrespected. I'd say throughout
Yeah,
this whole playoffs run. I think it's fair to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
I think he's a great player, but in my heart, something didn't feel right. And I'm like, what is that feeling? And I think it is my lack of appreciation of analytics. All right. So
Okay.
this has nothing to do with, this is not Jokic's fault or anything, but analytics has told me before that certain players are good that I don't think are good. Okay. So analytics
Mm.
has told me before that Rudy Gobert is one of the best defensive players in the NBA. and I'm watching him get cooked by like I'm seeing Steph Curry switch him onto him and cooking him.
On an island.
Yeah, and I'm going, this can't be like this. These stats do not match what I'm seeing. Okay,
Get the man a man.
exactly. Every postseason, you could draw up a list of teams that Rudy Gobert cannot go against because he'll be cooked. Like you can just write up a list every season. So for me, there's other players sometimes that kind of fit into that mold where analytics says, yes, this is a really good player, but as I watch them, I go, I just don't know. And for me, I think this is how I was introduced to Jokic. I feel like even before his MVP season, analytics people like, this guy's the best. You don't know, and I just personally felt offended that I wasn't given the opportunity to decide that he was good. Analytics was right. He is amazing. I'm not, but I also kind of feel like analytics isn't the be all and end all. Analytics, this entire playoffs, would have said that Miami Heat would have lost in basically every round except for the Knicks series, right? If you're just looking at like who's on the players and you base it on the stats, there's no way that the analytics would have predicted it. So for me, I just think that analytics is like a tool, but I don't think it's super much more important than certain other things and people's like, I don't think it's great for predicting unusual trends that you might not see coming. Whereas people may be able to tell that from their gut or just from understanding the game.
Well, I just piggyback on that, mate, because I was actually thinking about this the other day. I don't think like any prediction in the last like 20 years of basketball, like prediction analytics wise, has ever been correct. Like if you look at top picks, their expectation versus the actual result, and that's what makes LeBron, like jokes aside, one of the greatest, is that he actually lived up to the expectation. If you look at like the people who've been like owning the league, Giannis's, Jokic's, even Luka, like everyone that Luka was famously not Luka, sorry, Jokic famously drafted in Taco Bell ad. Giannis, like I don't even know what pick he was, 50 or something. Luka, everyone was talking trash about how he won't be able to transfer to the NBA, but they're owning. They're also all European. They're owning it, and I just think that like analytics and these expectations just aren't. You can't tell who's going to be successful in the league and who's not. Even Jimmy Butler, like he wasn't primed at all to be successful. No one really thought that he was going to be, like at best, maybe a good option off the bench. Maybe I feel like that was the expectation when he came in, and he's not that. So yeah, I'm with you, 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Great. Well, great rant there, Tommy. Now I actually think we have a quick amount of time to do this favorite player segment I wanted to do. I was just thinking about this the other day. Sometimes you talk to people and they tell you their favorite player, and I get a strange gut feeling when I hear some people's names. So I just wanted to go a little bit rapid fire, Tommy. What are your thoughts when someone says this following person is their favorite player? So I'm going to start with Trae Young.
I'm just like picturing these dudes down at the court just with the jersey on. That's how I'm getting into the energy of this. Trae Young doesn't play defense, and just every time you play one-on-one, just pulls up, just only shoots threes, like won't even drive to the basket. That's for me. That's how I'm seeing this person. And then every time it misses, like every time it bricks or airballs, is in a state of shock and disbelief.
Yeah, I just feel like I kind of feel like someone that tells me that their favorite player is Trae Young thinks they can get your girl somehow and then just has no game at all. Like that's the kind of energy they give off outside of the basketball court. You're like, all right, let's go to Kyrie. If someone says their favorite player is Kyrie, what are your thoughts?
Rocks up to the court watching the professor highlights on their phone, only to dribble it off their foot. What do you think?
Absolutely. Also, you're guaranteed on the court, they're gonna say something weird to you. It's gonna be something that'll catch you so off guard you won't even know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's gonna be like They'll be like, yeah, do you want to go back to my place and do acid? You're like, dude, it's like midday on a Monday. Let's take
Yeah,
it
yeah.
easy.
And shows up to the court with a smaller size ball, like a undersized ball, and then acts like they got the best handles or something, or the best shot. And it's like, no, I don't know about that, champ.
Actually, you know who it is as well? It's the guy who he's like kind of warming up by himself, and he keeps going for dunks in the warm up, but keeps hitting the ball on the side of the rim. Like almost got the lift, but just about 5 centimeters too short.
Yeah, yeah, I love that.
All right. What if someone tells you their favorite player is Carmelo?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I feel like they're rocking up to the court. They're 35. So they haven't they don't think that basketball is as tough as it used to be. So they rock up in the Carmelo jersey. Obviously, the only shot they're doing is top of the key, 2 steps in, and then a couple of jab steps, pull up. That's all they've got in their bag. And they probably call fouls a lot. If they post you up for that turnaround fade, they'll call like a hand check foul or something. And you're like, I don't know what to tell you, mate. That was pretty clean. It's one of those fouls where you're like, yeah, I guess it could be called a foul if we were playing in a league and it was refed, but sure, it's just enough where you're like, fine, all right.
Yeah, I'm also seeing headband. And I'm also
Yeah.
seeing like goes for a post spin and falls over energy. That's kind of the vibe I'm seeing.
Oh,
All right, well, Tommy, we're fast approaching the our sort of exit time here, so it's time for a segment that has graced Hypotheticals for many a year, and that is, of course, Agent Cody Bank. Alrighty, fantastic. So, as we know, Agent Cody Bank is we have 45 seconds to pitch a player to the other person, and that person has to act as their agent and try and get this person a bag this season. All right.
This one is shorter, 45 seconds, far out. I mean, I feel like it was a minute. Let's do it. It's going to get shorter.
That's it. You know what? No, let's do a minute. Let's do a minute. Let's do the full minute. All right, here we go. Tommy, do you want to go first?
Can I give you an Agent Cody Banks first?
Yep.
Is that all right?
Let's do it.
I wanted to give you, so I'll just give you that introduction quickly. This is a man who's been in the media a little bit recently, causing a bit of fire pre-season. I'm very excited to give you Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, Karl Anthony Towns. Look, if you want a big who is gonna get absolutely crushed in the post, then I've got the center power forward for you. He's never shown really that he can win or that he even enjoys winning. But what he can bring to your team is someone who will probably make an all-star team and potentially like a third team all-NBA if the centers are weak. He can give you kind of like star-ish power. I think he's dating someone who's somehow connected to the Kardashians, so that's pretty good. I also think that he has kept saying that he's the best shooting big man of all time. He keeps saying it, no one else does. And so I think that that's something to have on the marketing. And then beyond that, there's only so many good players in the league. You got to pay someone. So let's make that.
You've got to fill up the position with someone. I mean, what a pitch.
All right, Tommy, I've gone pretty obscure with yours, all right? I'm not.
I hope I know him. Can I pass if I don't know him?
No, you definitely know him. This is more of a pitch to get him back into the league. Your player is Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe. Oh man, you know what? He got done dirty on the Bucks, and the reason is he shouldn't be on a good team. He needs to be on a bad team. Eric Bledsoe plays his best basketball when he's on like some trash Western Conference team that just is never, or even like I can see him on the Pistons even. They're never going anywhere and they don't need to. They need that veteran presence to get them to the 8 to the 9 slot. You know what I mean? The man doesn't have a shot, doesn't need to. He's there to dish some passes, to not inbound the ball correctly, and to just mentor the young fellas coming through. He's fluent in Chinese. Give him the bag. He's fluent in allegations of domestic abuse. Don't give him the bag for that. Maybe get him some counselling, actually. Give him the bag so he can get some counselling. Eric Bledsoe, thank you very much.
And what a great Bledsoe from you there, Tommy.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
Is
that was
he
good.
still he's still playing, surely?
Yeah. I think he's he's still probably over in China dribbling the ball off his foot in crucial possessions. Just
Wow.
he honestly, if he was still in the league, he could be a second team all their team is down by 5 with 45 seconds left and they go
Yeah.
for the hero shot. He definitely could be second team that. Tommy, I wanted to thank you so much for a great episode of Hypotheticals. We're back. We got the new artwork. And we're ready to head into the off season. We got Victor Wembanyama coming up. We've got there's a lot to go. So anyway, dude, take it easy.
It's been great, mate, and I look forward to our preseason takes. Especially, I want to see some Bucks trades talk. A criminal lack of Bucks talk today, but when you get exited in the first round, that's what happens. So
Yeah.
I'm keen to see Giannis returning from Greece, what his mindset is, and I'm keen for our next season.
Yeah, and also we have all the free agency to happen. You know, will Brooks stay on the Bucks? Will Chris? I mean, it's just too much to even talk about. I don't even want to tease it now. There's too much to talk about. Anyway, well, Tommy, as we always end the show with, Finn.
Finn.